This is not a melancholy signing. This is a Michael Mellon signing. There's nothing to get sad about with this one. It's a brilliant bit of business from Bradford City. Let me know your thoughts on Michael Mellon signing on loan until the end of the season from Burnley. Could he potentially be at Bradford City for 2026 season, the 2025-26 season? There's a potential because he's out of contract. So if it is a success, like I predict that it definitely will be, which is very exciting because there's not many transfers that you can get excited about, then this could be a very good bit of business for Bradford City in the future as well as in the short term of getting out of League 2 on the 6th attempt. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Like the video if you do go on to do so, and subscribe if you're new. Support has been massively appreciated recently. So there's a lot of the more experienced fans would have known that he is the son of Michael Mellon. Now a lot of people thought, well, Mickey Mellon, but everyone sort of thought of that age group of the 90s fan base, I'd say. Experienced fans, not old, because I don't want to upset my target audience. Don't get offended, just because parts aren't the same since the 90s doesn't mean that you're old. You're just experienced, you've experienced life. I haven't. So, moving on, a lot of those people of that age group would have noticed we've signed Michael Mellon. I thought he retired. He has. He was the manager of Fleetwood, Shrewsbury, and he's currently the manager of Oldham and two-time manager of Tranmere. And I say that because he was the predecessor. No, he wasn't. Yes, he was. He was the predecessor of Graham Alexander at Fleetwood. So there's a bit of a connection there, I suppose. Not many others, of course, apart from him having the same name of his son. Now, I do not understand why, and you might be a viewer. Actually, my granddad and my uncle have the same name. I do not understand it. Why you'd name the son the same as your dad. I think theirs was a panic because they were twins. But at the end of the day, I don't get it. I do not get it. Postage is a problem because you have the same name. Let's say you're called Michael Mellon. It's M Mellon. You don't know who it's for. So that's a big problem. You don't know who your post is for. It's confusion to relatives. I'm going out with Michael. Oh, Mellon. Yeah. You're going out with Michael Mellon. He's a 70-year-old man. Why would he be going drinking with you? No, it's his son. He's 50. There's many complications, and that's just to name a few. Maybe there's doctor and health complications as well. I don't know why you'd name your son, the same name as you. But that's what's happened. I mean, with them, he's called Mickey Mellon, but it's still a massive complication. And it would have confused the life out of a lot of our fan base. But he's very different to him. He's a striker. I don't know if Mickey Mellon was. But the reason why this has a link as well, they were both spotted at Bradford City v Chesterfield on the 29th of December. And that brought the attention to the Bradford City fan base of, are we going to sign Michael Mellon? And then it got sort of passed around that actually he was there to watch Chesterfield because he was going to sign for Chesterfield. So we've sort of raided them. We haven't raided them. We're not the FBI. We're Bradford City Football Club. But we've been raided before by Gillingham. We had Johnny Williams sat in an hotel room, bust the doors down. Johnny's there, polishing his head, and he's then been taken away by Gillingham on a transfer. He was our signing. We've now done it, and it feels great done it. Michael Mellon is on loan, and like I say, it's a coup for us. That's what Dave Challoner described Michael Mellon when he came in the summer to Stockport on loan. He said this is a great coup for the football club, even though it was just a loan. But I think he will get the goals to get us where we. I think like Cook got the goals to get us where we needed to be, but others didn't do that. I think Michael Mellon will get the goals and will get the performances to get us where we need to be because I like the look of him. Every time I've watched him, he's got the traits of an old. I mean, I said it in a preview to Morecambe when we lost 3-0. I think he only played about 4 games of professional football then, and I said this guy's going to a very top. Well, actually, I didn't say that. I said he's got all the traits of a top striker. He just needs to find the end product this season. And in that season, he went on to score 13 goals in 22 league games, which is brilliant for a Paul Morecambe side at the time, and they are now. His goals got them into a mid-table region. He was brilliant for them. He was 4th for shots on target in the league, 4th for expected goals in the league. A Mike Williams stat for you there. 5th for shots taken in the league, and he was 9th for touches in the box with 104 touches in the box, and he had a 17% conversion rate. Now I know that won't mean a lot to a lot of people watching, but they are very good stats. 17% conversion rate could be a bit higher with the amount of shots that he did have, with the amount of shots on target he had. You'd expect probably more goals, to be fair, which shows Morecambe created a lot of chances for him. I think that was under Derek Adams, and then he went in November, didn't he? And then they got in with Jed Brannan or something like that. He's got the ability to create chances for himself. Like I say, he's got all the traits of a number 9. He can hold the ball up. He's got a bit of he's a skillful player. He's he's a good passer of the ball. He's got all the traits of the number 9 that you want. And I think it'd work perfectly with Andy Cook, because them two working well. Mellon's got a bit of pace, he's got the link-up play, he can create for Andy Cook, and it takes pressure off Mellon. Without Andy Cook there, the pressure's on Mellon, and Alexander's already had to come out and say he ain't a replacement for Andy Cook, because he ain't a similar player, although we are in for Matthew Hoppe, or Hope, with a double P and an E. He's American. Good things come from America. They did help us win the war. But there's also a lot of bad that comes from America, like McDonald's, like we discussed, and I am disgusted by them. But I won't go on because we did discuss that for half an hour. What question of the week? What don't you like that comes from America? Can't think of much, but yeah. Hopefully Matthew Hoppe is a good thing. Jonathan Tomkinson, he were good from America, wasn't he? There's many examples, but there's not enough for the size of the country. So yes, I mean, in that video I also said Jacob Badeau and Adam Mayer would go on to big things as well. I highlighted them as key players in that preview. Jacob Badeau went on to be in the team of the season. Adam Mayer's gone on to sign for a Championship club. Millwall only played 4 games, had a couple of injuries, but still a very good signing and a very good bit of business. So why is he signed for us? I said that he was watching Bradford City against Chesterfield. It was there for Chesterfield. Why may he have changed his mind? How can we have persuaded him? Now, the atmosphere is always a big thing. I'm not going to read his statement article because it's a load of rubbish. They always are. I'm not going to listen to an interview because they always are. The box ticking experiments. You know, it's like you've got to mention the fan base. You've got to mention the manager. You've got to mention how happy you are, and then when you actually watch the face, they're not that happy. They're like doing a hostage ISIS situation. So I don't do that. But the atmosphere obviously will have played a big part in the fact that he was there when I won't say we outplayed Chesterfield, but we beat them quite comfortably in the end, and it was a very entertaining football match. I think a lot of fans would agree that was an entertaining game, and we didn't rely on Andy Cook in that game either. I don't think he didn't score in that one, and the atmosphere was rocking to how a Valley Parade atmosphere can be, but it can go so much higher than that. The levels can go higher, and if we can get this momentum that we're on and really push on like we have with the January signings and keep it pushing on, we've sold out Carlisle, get that atmosphere rocking, it's a place where every footballer will want to come and play. Game time, Paddy Madden, Will Grigg, at Chesterfield, they're big strikers, they're going to get in ahead of him. Andy Cook's out for us. He's almost guaranteed to start every week if he can keep himself fit. And momentum, the potential of the club, I've already talked about the momentum, but the potential, if all those get a tick and all those go right, where we can be, if we get promotion and win League One, he can sign on then, and his momentum as a player can keep going on. There's a lot of positives for a player to sign for Bradford City, and there seems to be, I'm not going to go big, but there seems to be a difference with David Sharp, how we're doing our business, how quick we're doing it, and the calibre and the type of player we can attract. Very different to previous January windows. Michael Mellon compared to Curtis Guthrie, Theo Robinson's, all those. Theo Robinson were summer window, but you get the gist. It's moons away, it's starlights away, constellations away. It's honestly, it's like England and Australia. It's completely different. And I'm not hyping him up to be something he ain't, because he's shown it. I've read out his stats at Morecambe. I've seen his goals. I've seen the type of player he can be. He's got a great free kick against us. He can score from outside and inside the box. He's a great player. in rating. But the negatives are his injuries, and this is where it can go massively wrong. He only played 2 games at Stockport because of injuries, only playing 32 minutes of football. Now, Dave Challoner said that his injuries were a consequence of modern day shin pads, which suggests he has those woke shin pads. I'm sorry that I'm gone away from the actual meaning of the word woke, but a lot of people will, if I say that, it's because of the modern day shin pads, a lot of people would say they're woke shin pads, with how small they are. So if we can get him in the right shin pads, he won't get any injuries. That says to me. At the striking options, that Stockport have, Kyle Rutten, Olafre, they've got some good striking options. Olivia Barry smashing goals, although playing from the left-hand side. Was it a step too high? Was he unlucky? There's many different things, but I like what I saw from him at Morecambe. Dundee, he had an head injury as well, but on his debut scored 1 goal in 2 games. Scored 1 goal. How can he score 1 goal in 2 games on his debut? Absolutely crazy. No, he scored 1 goal and 2 assists on his debut, and only got 3 in 14 league games across that time. But I think a load were substitute appearances. Obviously, coming back from an head injury, how can that impact you? That is unlucky. That's got nothing to do with him and a recurring thing. If it's a muscle hamstring sort of thing, then that is an issue. With Stockport, it seems to be more shin pads and what the player's actually wearing, which is something we can definitely change. So I'm not that bothered about that. I think if we can get that Morecambe Mellon, like I keep saying, it's not going to be a melancholy signing. But what can he be? What does he need to be a success? Now, I watched Sam's SHD's video, obviously, a couple of days ago, because it is a couple of days ago old signing. But any video is a good video. In terms of just getting it out, the best ability is availability, and that is in terms of being available to do videos and consistently doing so. I think it's a 9 out of 10 signing. I see very little wrong apart from his injury record at Stockport and the lack of game time and momentum coming into a season, and maybe pressure of playing for Bradford City compared to playing for Morecambe, and the pressure of no Andy Cook to help him along with goals and take pressure off him. In terms of him being a success, now Charlie Wyke, when he came in 16-17, he scored 7 in his 16 league games. That were considered as a massive, roaring success, and he was probably the fan favourite before Andy Cook came along, getting those big goals and being a huge player for us in that 16-17 January period when he came in. So he's got to be aiming for 10. There's 22 games left. That's a similar sort of record, 10 in 22 to 7 in 16. It's a similar record. So if you can aim for 10, bring in another striker, they can get 5 to 10, get the goals chipping in from midfield, then this has been a successful signing of Michael Mellon. So let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. If you disagree, agree, let me know your thoughts on him. Do you think he'll be a success? Do you not think he'll be a success? Are you failing to see the optimism that I'm bringing in this video of Michael Mellon coming into a football club until the end of the season? Subscribe if you're new. On the road to 1,000 subscribers by the end of the year. That is a big aim, but hopefully one we can hit. Thank you very much for all the support we've had recently. It is massively appreciated. Have a good one.